Well. Okay. This is how I'm going to do this. All right. Of course, if you clicked on this video, you probably looking like, what does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything. Think about this. I'm going to put it to you this way. And be smart and listen to what I'm telling you. I'm trying my damnness not to make this a very long video. I gotta just stick to the facts and stick to what's real. I don't anytime I make a video, it's nothing fake or phony. It's all real. So when I put it out, when I make time and the ancestors give me information and I put it out, it's very real. Nothing I make is fake. Okay. If I put anything out, I might have some fun with it or have like try to say something jokingly, but everything is real when I make it. Okay. So, right at a minute. Cool. All right. Okay, it is March the 30th, right? Peep it. Now, I say April the 1st or the 30th, March the 30th of last year, I was heading out of town. You can check my videos and past videos way like a year ago. So I was heading out of town to New York, going to a higher dimension. I would just say that. And certain things transpired. When I was going, I got something happened with some people. Uh, you know, so but I was released with the police. I was released and was on my way. And the thing is, if I had reacted any differently than what I was supposed to, I think a lot of things in life would be a lot different. Hear me on this shit. Okay, let me get to why you clicked on the video. Now, on that very same day and that very same time, Nipsey Hussle, my brother texted me that Nipsey Hussle was just killed um, on March the 30th. Okay. Now, mind you, when I'm going somewhere to out of town, and I've been March the 30th. Yeah, I was going out of town, and I made it to my destination on April the 1st. But that same night, I was heading there and got a flat tire. Uh, I'm not giving any filler or anything like that. Just I'm not gonna lose my place. I know what I'm at. So on uh, March the 30th, that same night, um, that night I had a flat tire, and I had to check my tire, and I was at a gas station in Pennsylvania, way out of bounds. Pennsylvania, in some small town, was at a gas station right I had to check my tire, and it was like damn near on flat. I was riding like that, didn't even know it from Baltimore all the way all the way to PA. So then I'm like, damn. So like, and I got there and I got to sit. I was like, that was nothing but the ancestors let me get to a gas station. In the morning I wake up, put some air in it. So earlier that day, before that night hit, Nipsey Hussle, right? My brother calls me and tells me, hey, after I get released by the police, hey, uh, did you hear Nipsey Hussle just died or just got killed? So I'm like, I don't even know if he really knew I was like a Nipsey Hussle uh, enthusiast. I knew of his music. I loved his grind since the early days. I knew of him since the first mixtape. This is no lie. I never went and got his old music after he passed. You know, I remember him with cinematic um, music. You know, with Johnny Stipes and all of them, with Smoke Dizzle was on cinematic and all that, and who else? A lot of different people. But anyway, this trying to make this short, not 444. I just looked down and I just saw it. Um, but yeah, Nipsey Hussle was. I remember back in the days when he had the mixtape "Bullets Have No Name," right? Which is very weird. You know, that's how the same way he was taken out of the third dimension. But that's how when you sign these contracts with certain entities or in the music industry, movie industry, whatever it is, they'll whatever you came in as or whatever it is you talked about or you dealt with or a movie you was in, you're gonna go out that same way. Now peep this shit. Peep it. So he comes I remember that very clearly. On the mixtape scene, I was heavy on the mixtape scene. You know what I'm saying? Buying physical mixtapes, going to my mixtapes, mixunit.com and my mixtapes. No plugs, just real shit. Um, so I'm on there. I'm checking his music videos out. He was on. I remember watching that video when he was in Harlem, where the Juice movie was shot. You know, they shot the movie for Juice. He was on that same exact spot. And I'm like, man, I remember that. I'm like, damn, that looks very familiar. I remember him saying in the interview, he said, yeah, I shot this video in Harlem where they shot Juice. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I knew that shit looked familiar. So next thing I know, just always listening to him and here and there, here and there. I was supposed to go see him years prior, but I went to go see Georgia Ann Muldrow and Dudley Perkins. They came a week later, and they're from California too, also. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I like this. I love this music. I like this music, and I love their music too. Like their music. And but like I was more into like a conscience. Like I was starting to get more conscious about different things. So I was able to go to see their show. So I was gonna go see his show, dressed like I always do. My conscience, how I am always the same. I was gonna go see his show. I said, you know what? I should go to see their show. That's why I say life is about decisions. Life is about decisions. This matrix is about decisions. Decisions can leave you somewhere or take you somewhere. Okay? Have you ever played the game Shenmue? It was on the Dreamcast. Shenmue, um, he if the whole game was about decisions, you only got as far as the right or wrong decisions you made in the game. So I never looked at life like that, but that's how it is. It is just like that game, how it is set up. But life is a game. But back to what I was talking about. See, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be making more time for this video. I don't really want to make a lot of time for this video. I want to get right to the facts. Okay, so, so I didn't go see him when he came to Houston. Well, when he came to where I was at the time being, and so I went to go see them instead, and it was great. Actually got to meet them. So fast forward, they're great people, make great music, you know, and they pulled themselves out and did their own thing, too. Also out of the industry and did their own they do their own thing to this day. Um, I always stayed in touch with what he was doing. I always liked where he was going with it. Come to find out, he was friends with somebody I really listen to now. You know, and that's crazy. And he was on this wavelength a long time ago, but he had to do something physically, in a physical form. So if I would have stayed in that physical form of going to not just going to go see him in concert, maybe I would have made the wrong decision, or I wouldn't even have been in that arena of choosing to keep going. My ancestors let you keep going. He came here to do what he came here to do. We can't mourn for him. All we supposed to do would be happy for him because he made the transition. He doesn't have to deal with this bullshit. But the bullshit is gonna get even more bullshitty. Think about it. So think about it. He's already. If you play his music and think about him, he's actually in your mind. He's like you watch his videos or play his music. He's actually giving you clues or ways to help you because we probably can't see everything in the spiritual form. So he's actually helping you. So don't cry. When you cry for him, you're actually trapping his body back in his third dimensional plane. So you're actually doing him a disservice because he can't really go do what he needs to do. As help the ones that are doing the work here. Okay, I'm gonna take it there. I got to. You know what I mean, that's what I do. It's what I do all the time. So that was his thing. His thing was he knew about the spiritual stuff, but he had to take it there for the physical. The physical was, he was showing you how to stick together, the people that's supposed to stick together. Now, he did it with gang factions, and that's very hard, very tremendously hard. That just goes to show you his intentions were pure. He wasn't like, you can see him on several occasions um, with YG, which is a known blood, and they were able to do music and make money together and do things together to the point where government was actually scared and had helicopters at that video shoot they had outside. I don't even have to say that guy's name, the song they made about the guy's name, but actually, him being in office is actually doing us a service, not a disservice. So I wouldn't have known that at a certain time in my life. But going further and further, you start to build, and learn certain things. Him being in office is actually helping. That's all I would say. I won't say any more and give anything away. I hope what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say anything else. But yeah, I love it. I'll just say that I love it. I just say I love it. But furthermore, when he passed on that day of April the 30th, mind you, we're just leaving at that time, just leaving past the the spring equinox. The spring equinox, they don't want you to be happy and elated. You're supposed to be sad. Something crazy just happened. Oh no, we're supposed to be sad. Remember, I told you, I have an old video I made uh, about like 7 months ago, I believe. About it's called. You can look it up. It's in my files. It's called to the on the. It's called oh, proper etiquette at a funeral. Look that up, and it's the text inside of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And people don't even know or realize that Tupac Amaru Shakur was actually a very astute reader. He read that book. It's different versions of it, but it comes from the same people, melanated people, so-called black people, so-called African-based looking people. I call us melanated people, highly melanated people. Okay, so he read that book, and I read that, and come to find out, we're not supposed to cry at funerals. Actually, supposed to be happy. And they say don't eat meat because they always say chicken. Funeral chicken is always the best chicken. You know what I'm saying? They say not to even eat meat because if you eat meat, you're actually untaking. Don't eat meat at the funerals because you're actually untaking those feelings of that animal when they were sad before they died. So if they're sad before they die, you're taking those same. Wow, I just heard, man, my ears, I can hear something. Well, never mind. I don't want people to get that hearing this video get the wrong ideas. But actually, when you're eating that meat during the funeral, you're actually taking on that energy. But at the same time, you're sad, and now you're taking on the sad energy from a chicken or whatever meat you're eating, and you're actually passing that on, and you're passing that energy to yourself, and you're gonna be sad, and you're holding that person's energy to the point where they can't go where they need to go, and you're being selfish. And that's what I said. I would never cry again for any family member. I didn't cry for my grandmother when she passed. I held that shit. I didn't even drop one tear. I said I'm gonna hold that in. And I didn't know about that at that time. I just didn't cry. I said, man. And so I wasn't privy to that information. I'm grateful I am now, but I didn't cry. And for a couple of people, I didn't cry. So a lot of different, past that, a lot of people that passed, I didn't cry. So that even a lot of different people, Prodigy, whatever, Nipsey Hussle, I held that in. You know what I mean? It's like I know the work they were doing, but it's a bigger work at the end of the day, at the end of every day, they can actually transpire or work through the people that's still here on this third dimensional plane. Okay, now, okay, 13, 14 minutes in, I'm not going to make this very long. Okay, so when I got where I need to get to at my destination, when I actually got my tire fixed the next morning when I woke up, I got up in my car and put some air in that bitch and found a air station to where they fix tires. They fixed my tire, rode all the way to NY, did what I was supposed to do. You can see the videos in my log. Came back, and like people like when I got to New York, like I hit the first thing I heard when I stepped outside of my car when I got off the Long Island Expressway or whatever bridge it is to get to New York from to get into New Jersey. You go to this bridge, you pay a toll, you go into New York, and then you go in. I was like in like forgot the name of that area, that first area I was in. But anyway, when I got there, the first thing I heard when I opened my door, put the money in for pay for my car to park. First thing I heard, hit the first street. I seen helicopters flying over there. That's neither here nor there. But the first thing I heard was, man. I said, man, you heard about Nipsey Hussle yesterday? That's the first thing I heard when I got out of my car. I'm like, and I don't even know these people. I'm just walking. So I heard that somebody passed by and said, man, you heard about what happened to Nipsey Hussle yesterday. I was like, now he's talking to somebody else. I'm just walking. So I'm like, damn, that's how shit be passing. Like shit happened yesterday early, and like it catch me the next day. I said, don't even worry about it. Just keep going with your work. And so I say all that to say this. Now, on my trip to New York, before all this even transpired, I put all this to I didn't really put all of it together last year, but I had like something. It was something inside me, like a spark. Like, remember this day. Don't forget this day. So I didn't forget it because on March the 30th, when I started driving, I put all my Marvin Gaye CDs in the car. I have them always in the car with me, regardless. But I put them all in the CDs. I listen to them, listen to the next one, listen to the next one, listen to the next one. Whatever it was, I listened to all Marvin Gaye on my way up to New York and also back. So while I was in the city and then came back out where I was going heading back to. So when I listened to Marvin Gaye, reason why I listened to Marvin Gaye the whole time, because do you even realize he was killed on April the 1st, April Fool's Day? So March 30th, Nipsey Hussle, right? 2019. No, yeah, 2019. 1984, April the 1st, 1984. That's Marvin Gaye. So they passed right after what? The spring equinox. People sad. People sad. People sad, right? They get sad and sad about the artists that just passed in 1984 and in 2019. That's actually about 35 or 34 years exactly. So saying all that, now what I'm saying is, now look, you have a coronavirus, you have a virus. I'll just say that you have a virus out here, right? Now people are scared. They can't even they don't even want to breathe. They got their own masks. You know what I'm saying? Got gloves on. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is, they don't want even people outside. Why would they want people outside? You know what I'm saying? Things are shutting down a lot earlier. I mean, it's open earlier. Why would you shut it down early? Why would you shut it down later in the evening? I can understand maybe like 10 or so, but some things are shutting down at 8, which is ridiculous. You know, you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. So like, you shutting it down like early, and then like people like scared to even go anywhere. This is a mass fear. They're installing a sadness, a fear around people. Sadness is like a fear, or a fear of death. There's no such thing as fear of death. You should not be fear of death. The Hopi Indians, Native American, Aboriginal people, melanated people, by the way, said every day is always a good day to die. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you haven't finished everything, I understand, or finished everything, you have things to complete. It's not just like mundane things. Oh man, I gotta get this money. I mean, it's in order for you to do some things, you have to make money in order to do certain things. So I can understand that. But when I just don't, I'm scared to die. I mean, I can not no one should be scared to die, because this is only an illusion. You're only supposed to be gaining information only to take it somewhere. So with that being said, why would they both die? And remember, Marvin Gaye was killed in Los Angeles. Okay? Nipsey Hussle was killed in Los Angeles. Scratching of the head, right? I scratch my head. I don't. This is okay. Now I'm starting to think. I was thinking. I'm like, man, wait a minute. They both killed in Los Angeles. This is the last uh Western. This is Western time zone. The last time zone in America. So they call that. They supposedly call that one of the like the lowest chakras in America too. Also, so if that's in the lowest chakra of America, they're gonna put that on people on that same time when their people are dying. So the lower chakra, your lower self, and you're crying, you're crying, you're crying, you're crying, you're crying, and it's gonna be a full effect of pulling energy, right? Now let's take it this. Let's take it right field, okay? Think about this. Marvin Gaye's father was a preacher, right? They say, oh, Marvin Gaye's father killed him. Who says Marvin Gaye's father killed him? They say that in the news, right? A lot of bullshit be in the news. You know what I'm saying? Just how they be saying, they used to be saying how black brothers or black sisters used to be dying with crack on them, and the police found them like that. But nah, then they found, oh boy, can we all just get along? They had the video of police beating up that brother. And he was like, "Can we all just get along?" And then when they found they had the video of him beating them, people in America never thought that shit was even happening. So who's to say anything on the news is even real like that? So they say his father killed him, right? But you got to remember, what's his last one of his last great big songs he had? He came out with "Sexual Healing," right? Sexual Healing. Sexual healing. Now, what does sexual healing do? You get the bumping and grinding, get the lower parts going. You know what I'm saying? Get your woman feeling right. You feeling right. Get the touching on her body. She touching on yours. I'm feeling like I'm hard in the motherfucker. Her nipples hard in the motherfucker. You go inside. You know what I'm saying? You somebody. Either you had sex before. You know what this shit is. We all grown. Quit being babies about it. Come on now. All right. So think about this. Think about this. Go into the confines of your mind. All right. So if he's making music about sex, but think about this: why are there's a like a 12-to-1 with men and to women, women to men out here because we don't want the Shiva and Kali energy to get together. Shiva, Marvin Gaye was a form of Shiva, and that's what Shiva and Kali do. The cosmic dance. They have sex. Now they dance on the dance floor, and they dance in the bedroom. So he had music you can dance to also. So now think about this. Now think about this in all true forms. Marvin Gaye his father was a preacher, the son of a preacher man, right? So he learned. He was in. I didn't know this until a couple of months ago. He went to England and learned some things out there. And Motown had to bootleg his album or pull his album and put it out without him knowing like that. So fast forward to 1984, right? And he was learning some things about different, because a lot of things in America gets held back at those times. But in England and in Europe, they have a prevalent amount of our information, mythology, whatever it is, information is all over there, but it's coming over here. Slowly but surely, it's coming over here. It's a lot of it over here now, but it's slowly but surely it's coming over here. Not trying to take y'all time. I'm trying to get there. Um, Marvin Gaye. So his father kills him. He's like, I'm think about this. He's like, man, you gotta stop making this type of music, right? You gotta start making this type of music. He said, no, man, I'm finna make this type of music. I'm owning something, Daddy. I'm owning something, and I'm not finna change. He said, you need to go ahead and make some gospel music. This gospel music got to start coming out from me because this shit ain't right. This shit ain't right. Why would he? You know what I'm saying? I just hear this in my head. I hear it. I can just hear this conversation. So if he's telling him to make gospel music or whatever, and he's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, Daddy. I'm grown. Whatever I make whatever I want to make. You live your life, I'm living mine. So now what if the record label had come to him at one point and told him, hey, Stop making that type of music. You know, like you can make something about love, but not about all the sexual, because you got the women all riled. That's the energy. That's the Kali energy. That's the Shakti energy. That's is the juices is flowing. Men are actually women. You know what I'm saying? If you look up and go to the doctor, they tell a woman to come back in 2 or 3 months to find out if it's a male. Okay, so we're all women, but we all have the same energy. But we turn into males 2 or 3 months down the line. That's why they say men are actually women are actually more advanced and as or than boys or men when we're growing, because they spend more time in the womb, a full gestational 9 months, and we only spend maybe 6 or 7 months in the womb gestational as the actual male. Okay, okay, let's be smart about this. Be grown. Okay, all right. So his father tells him that, and they like you get. But think about, I have some reason like I'm hearing this and seeing this. Somebody's in another room, and he's not bowing down to his father, so he's telling him, "No, I'm not doing it." And the label probably told him to stop it anyway. And he didn't want to do it then, or he thought about it, and he was gonna put out what he wanted to. And somebody came out of the back room and shot him, and said that his father killed him. Okay, now reason why I have this notion and know this in my mind, I can just see it vividly happening. Okay, reason why I say that, Al Green. Uh-oh. Now everybody like to bring up the whole thing about the grits. Okay, that's gonna make me really go in about the grits. Everybody call him I'm even gonna give him say that name because he made great music, but they made him bow down. So remember, the lady that threw the grits on him, so she ended up coming up out of nowhere, out of the woods somewhere, and one of his shows, and just was like, "I want to be with you" and shit. He's like, "Now come on, like, she come with me." You know, I heard this, but anyway, he like, "All right, you come on with me." Now, what if she was a government plant? Or any, like, he was making music like Marvin Gaye, that simple and beautiful. So, like, you know what I'm saying, that's one of my favorite songs from Al Green. Things to get the woman riled up, the Shakti energy, the Kali energy, a Shiva energy that he was too. Also talking about sexual energy, the good times. You know what I'm saying? So if you gotta think about it now, think about it. You gotta think about it. He turned to what? Reverend Al Green. Only after what? The grits got thrown on him. Wait a minute. The grits got thrown on him by the woman, right? What if she was not fully human, or a clone or whatever, or walking or whatever? Think about this. Now, if she threw the grits on him, after she threw the grits on him, she blew her head off and she killed herself. Remember? I looked this up myself. She killed herself. It's like, oh, something happened. No, no, she killed herself. After she threw the grits on him, she knew she fucked up. I think he was in a tub or something. Or yeah, he was in a tub. She threw the hot grits on him, a big pot of it, hot grits on him, and I think it 3rd-degree burns on his skin. And after that, he becomes what? Reverend Al Green. So remember, Marvin Gaye's father was what? A preacher, right? The son of a preacher man. So he becomes Al Green becomes Reverend Al Green only after the accident. Not, he said, "Oh man, I got to become Reverend Al," and he just lost his way damn near. See, when you take the energy away, now you give him a false deity that people all are worshiping. There's no real energy behind it. Nobody's gonna listen to your shit now like that. Okay, that's why the ancestors gave me that. Told me to put this out there. Hey, go ahead and put it out. Don't worry about it. Just put it out. I said, all right, I will. I always listen to my ancestors. They've been holding my back. They've been with me the whole all my life, and I never knew it. You know what I'm saying? We give it to a so-called deity or the so-called entity that they tell us to give it to. Oh, I'm giving all the praise to that motherfucker. Fuck you, motherfucker. You ain't shit. You know, motherfucker. You try to kill motherfuckers all the time, man. When you know they have the light in them, and you ain't got the light in you. Anyway, Al Green, he turns into Reverend Al Green, and no more sexual music. But Marvin Gaye, that was like in the '70s when that happened with Al Green. Marvin Gaye, same shit, but he gets killed. The woman don't. She kills herself after she throw the grits on him. He changes to Reverend Al Green. They can use him. He don't want to. He don't. But Marvin Gaye doesn't want to change. He don't want to be like his father. Cause remember all that shit that happened to Tammy Terrell when she passed, and he was so sad about that. He was sad about that, and that's why he went away for so long and went away to England. Well, this video turned to 30 minutes. It's almost over, and so the reason why I say all of that is because is the energy. Don't let the energy be getting taken away from you. Okay? Listen to me very clearly. Don't let this energy get taken away from you. Don't be afraid. Melanated people, so-called black people, don't be afraid. Whatever's around you, and whatever's around you, and all this shit is going on, don't let it, the light beings, don't let this energy be pulled from you. Because when they pull from you, they have mass hysteria, mass scarcity, mass scared them. That's what they're doing. That's what they thrive off of, taking energy. They do. I do rituals. They doing rituals to take energy. I do rituals to pull energy too, also from these motherfuckers. They pull energy from my people. I pull energy when they do certain things. I study they shit. I study. I read my own ancestors. Read what they did. Not just the people in Africa, all over the world, the globe, the whole third dimension. I study everything. That way I can make the correlation through the stories. So, all that to say this: Nipsey Hussle, Marvin Gaye. Listen to Marvin Gaye the whole time I was on my trip. So when I listened to Marvin Gaye and then that shit happened, I didn't really put two and two together at the time. But I kind of knew this a few months ago. I was thinking, I said, man, it's almost that time. I was thinking about Nipsey Hussle again. It's almost that time for that 1 year anniversary. So, and look what's going on. The whole virus shit. Stop being scared, man. I'm about to end the shit right now. Stop being scared, okay? Ain't nothing to be scared of. They making motherfuckers stay in the house. Stop being scared. You should be dancing. Dance, have sex, do what you need to do. Have fun, all right? Video about to be over. Don't let that shit get to you, okay? Remember, they killed Marvin Gaye and Nipsey Hussle on the West Coast, which they call is the lowest chakra, right? And they said New York is the highest chakra, right? So the funny thing is, when I was there and brought the energy back to where I was going to, I balanced myself off. Wherever I was going to, you have to balance yourself off. And it's so crazy, but think about it. They both were killed there. And now the people, they feeling that energy at loss. So don't cry. Okay, when this anniversary come, play his music and be happy. All right, peace. My God, love you, my niggas. Use the light, use the force. 333. I say.